COVID 19, pandemic, coronavirus, quarantine, lockdown, global spread, social isolation, statistics by the hour, social distancing, mandatory screening, travel bans. It's all over the place. Panicking about a global pandemic won't help, but neither will deny the reality. Just some weeks back, I remember the malls were teeming with people. Hotels and coffee shops, groceries, they were operating as usual. Neighborhoods looked like they always do. Everyone seemed to be having a really good time. One would never have imagined and known from all the brunches and the happy hours that were happening. But a pandemic was brewing. Well, it didn't take very long before things changed. Now, regardless of everything you've heard and read, you can either choose to respond to this crisis or react. The choice is completely yours. Making the best of my time at home, I decided to create a series of videos with regard to the impact of COVID on children, young adults, and baby boomers. This particular one is focused on little ones, how you can talk to them and what you need to help them cope with the crisis at hand. Now, I've read doctors claim that although children are less likely to develop a severe form of COVID 19 and have milder symptoms, we should not overlook the smaller number of children that are more vulnerable to the disease itself. Now, it's important to practice all the social distancing, the hygiene, and other precautions being recommended to minimize the transmission from children to others, and especially elders who may be at greater risk from the infection. Now, we also need to understand here that not all children respond to stress in the same way. Little kids are really unable to express themselves. The overall emotional impact of a situation like the current one depends to a large extent on the child's experiences, the individual circumstances of the family, the exposure, etc. Now, some might have more severe, more longer lasting reactions, and some not so long lasting. But there are many things that you as an adult can do to support your child. Number one, remember to be a role model. Children often react and in a way emulate what they see from the elders around them. So when you as a parent and adult deal with a disaster calmly and confidently, then you provide the best support for your children. You will appear more reassuring to your children if you yourself are in a way better prepared, right? So first and foremost, limit the exposure to media coverage. It's very likely that children could misunderstand what they're hearing. Your TV is on, kids are listening to what's going on and misinterpreting and magnifying the information in their heads. And this will cause more fear than really required. Now, know well that I am not asking you to close your eyes to the situation or close your children's eyes to the current situation. But talk to the children about what is happening in a way that they understand. Don't be afraid to talk about COVID to the kids. Your goal should be to help your children feel informed and get fact-based information compared to what they're hearing from their friends or what they're watching on the news. Keep it simple and keep it appropriate for each child's age. Now, when you as an adult manage your stress levels well through the lifestyle choices that you're making, when you are prepared, when you are rested, when you are relaxed, you show your children that they too can respond better to the unexpected events. So talk to your children, reassure them so that they know you are, as a parent, you are prepared to keep them safe. Let them know it is okay if they feel upset. Share with them how you deal with your own stress so that they can learn how to cope from you. The other thing is provide children with opportunities. Give them that safe space to talk about what they're going through, what they are thinking through. Now be present and in the moment for them. Encourage them to share concerns, ask questions, clarify doubts. Importantly, in a way that they understand. Some children, especially teenagers, they are responding to the situation by just acting out. It could be anything from constantly being glued to social media platforms, trouble concentrating, gorging on junk food, sleeping through the day, not working out, arguing, fighting with siblings, fighting with the elders in the house. They could engage in all sorts of drama. On the other hand, there are some children who may become paranoid and they may just cut back completely or then disconnect talking with friends. They just feel overwhelmed by their intense emotions and then they end up going into a shell. It's difficult to predict how some children will respond to the current situation. And this, remember, may also happen because they are receiving conflicting information from parents, teachers, and other adults. Now, in a case like this, it is very important that the adults in question work together to share the same information with children. The other thing that I would like to share is stay rooted in routines. Structure the meal times and bedtimes. Do not deviate. Since schools and colleges are closed, incorporate new learning activities. Now, the good news here is that the common reactions to distress will fade eventually over time. But and this is for most children, but what will not fade is the lessons learned during this trying situation, the coping mechanisms. And as I say to all, keep your butt at home. We are not trapped. This too shall pass. No matter how far you are in the tunnel, there's always light at the end. So keep moving.